Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sideshow Adventure Club, the show where we get a bunch of theater nerds together and tell a story while rolling some dice. I am Walt McGough. I will be your dungeon master this evening, and I will be joined by a really hearty band of adventurers who we are all going to meet now, starting with Maple Vapelian.
Hi, I am Mabel Vapelian. I am a half elf, and fun fact, I am a bard who has a little canary named Sapling that I won in a game of, I don't know, who can play the lyre the best or whatever against my cousin Marcus. And he was tipsy, he bet it all, and now I've got a trusty bird companion by my side.
We all deserve a trusty bird companion.
Exactly.
Welcome, Mabel. Let's meet Griftic Roos next up.
Hello, that's me. I'm Kay Gautier. I am playing Griftic Roos, also known as Grift. I am a half-orc bard, which is uncommon for orcs. Fun fact is I am the runt of my family. I have two brothers who are both around 7 feet tall. I am only 6 foot tall.
Just absolutely minuscule.
It's very
Puny.
tiny.
Next up, we have Scroll. Scroll, you're muted.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Jairika Guest, and I will be playing Scroll. I am a Kalishtar, and a very fun fact about me is I was in a full council of conversation with my ancestors this afternoon.
Oh, lovely. Any news?
It turns out that coffee still tastes the same as it did back then.
Oh, that's good to know. I like to know that. Next up is Marigold Sands.
Hello, I'm Tina Munoz Pandia. I'm playing Marigold Sands, Goldie to those that know her. She is a tabaxi not a warrior, she's the sorcerer. A tabaxi is like a cat person, hence the ears. And fun fact about Goldie is that even though she is a cat person, she loves to be around the water, in the water, on the water. It's like her favorite place to be.
Water cat. Hashtag water cat.
I love it.
And last up, Scotchic Genesee.
Hello! My real person name is Aaron Lockman, but tonight I am playing Scotchic Genesee. I am an Aarakocra fighter, specifically a battle master. For those who don't know all the different species of D&D, an Aarakocra is like a bird person with arms and legs and also wings. Fun fact about me is that in addition to being a battle master and, experienced slayer of monsters, I also am a master whittler. I love whittling fun little sculptures out of wood in my spare time. It calms me down. I have a lot of anxiety, so it helps.
A Whitlin Bird Boy.
Whitlin Bird Boy.
And we are produced this evening by the amazing Beau Fraser, who is in the background doing all the buttons and knobs and, I don't know, cranks. I don't know what Twitch makes you do, but thank you, Beau, for being here and helping all of us. Hi. So we're going to jump in pretty soon, but real quick, I know that some of you may be joining tonight, may not have played D&D before. So what we're going to do tonight, just to give you an idea, is we are all going to tell a story together. The 5 players are each going to play their character. I'm going to play everybody else. And the way that we are going to tell that story is through a really simple mechanic, which is just I tell the players what's going on. They say what they want their character to do, and then we roll some dice to see if they're good at it or not. The game goes forward no matter what, success or failure. Failure is usually funnier, so we love to see it happen. Quick plugs before we get started. This show is a companion piece to Sideshow Theater Company's House Party reading of The Whisperer's Apprentice, directed by Sidney Charles. That's going to be getting rebroadcast on our Twitch channel and our website on Friday, October 15th. It's set in the same world as this game, so get excited for that. But most importantly, in terms of Sideshow, the thing you need to know most is that shows like this and entertainment like this is made possible entirely by people like you supporting Sideshow and helping us make the live and exciting entertainment that we do. If you want to join in and be one of those amazing people, you can head over to sideshowtheater.org and read more and give us a little bit of support if you would care to. It would be a critical success. That's a D&D joke for everybody out there, just to prime the pump. But now we are going to get this adventure started, and we are going to do it the way that all great fantasy adventures start, which is a lore dump with a lot of weird names in it. So the game that we are playing tonight is set on the continent of Velis. Velis is in a world that in many respects no longer has a history of any kind. Magic on Velis is drawn from what's called the Tale. It's a overarching story that unites and guides everything. And some people have the unique ability that allows them to manipulate the Tale in various ways and kind of bend it to their will and remake the world as they see fit. Those people are referred to as whisperers. It is a very good power to have. It can help you get ahead. And because of that, a cadre of whisperers for many millennia, a cadre of whisperers known as the Sooth, ran the world essentially and kind of created it in their image, made things happen as they saw fit. Over time, they got a little bit careless, a little bit greedy, and the rest of the world rose up against them, which launched what has been known as the Whisper War, which was a massive continent-spanning conflict. It was brutal, it was very rough, and it was waged for an amount of time that no one is quite sure of, because in a desperate effort to maintain the power that they had, the Whisperers of the Sooth actually leveraged the history of the world and of the Tale against their enemies. They altered the stories of the world. They brought in myths and legends and nightmares to their sides. And in doing so, they essentially shredded the Tale as it exists. So this war was devastating not only to the people of the nation, but to the very fabric of the world itself. Eventually, the leader of the Sooth was betrayed by one of their own, and a tentative peace treaty was entered into. The treaty had 3 terms. The first was it was the establishment of a continent-spanning government known as the Valesian Empire, centered in Tornal. That's the capital city right there in the center of your map by the mountains. The second thing was an academy was created in the city of Wickmore down in the southeast. The goal of the academy was that the scholars there would help to reassemble all of the Tale that had been lost in the course of the Whisper War. But it was also made to act as a counterbalance to the power of the Whisperers and prevent any sort of consolidation of the type that had led to the Whisper War from happening. And that final part also fed into the Whisperers of the Sooth being integrated into the standing government of Velis and given roles of power and authority, but forbidden from coalescing and coming together and building their power back once again, held in check by the scholars of Wickmore. Our story tonight is going to take place a decade or 2 after the end of the war. It's a long enough period of time that life has found a somewhat sense of normalcy, but short enough that there are plenty of unhealed scars that everyone is trying to recover from. The eastern half of Velis has been mostly calmed down and settled after the chaos of the war, but the west, especially the Crown Marsh and the Scalding Rocks, remain sort of wild, untamed, brimming over with the chaos unleashed by the Sooth in the course of the war, and just kind of a dangerous place to be. It is a world where eruptions of chaos can happen at any time, in any place. Denizens of strange realms can suddenly appear, and it is dangerous to leave home because of it. So the need is great for powerful adventurers to go out and make their own way in the world. But the good news is we don't have to worry about any of that, because right now it's time for a harvest festival. Yay! We are, as this game begins, in the city of Mistrun. Over there on the right side of the map. Mistrun is the southernmost settlement in the province of Pell. It is at the foot of the great forest of Pell and nestled up against the Escalon Hills to the south. It is removed from the industry and mines of Trentfall and over the hills from the rich lands of the Quill Plains. So Mistrun itself is largely considered kind of a forgotten backwater, but its proximity to so many centers of power has made it a very big vacation destination for the newly formed elite class of Velis. New hunting lodges dot the Escalon Hills around Mistrun, but the town itself is still more or less stuck in its traditions, and those traditions include the annual Harvest Festival in honor of the crops that have been brought in and in preparation for the long, cold winter to come. And that is where we find all of our adventurers who we can bring back onto screen now. So, basic setup. Mistrun nestled into these hills, a low wall surrounds it. The fair itself is set up on the outside of the wall, the deep forest edge just off in the distance. And this fair, it's the big event of the year here in Mistrun, and they really do it up. There are stalls and tables full of produce. There are pens of animals and livestock brought in for judging. There is a contest to see who grew the largest gourd. People love gourds in Mistrun. They're like their favorite things. And for this occasion, the newly appointed steward of the town, Lucidia Hoffright, has even brought in a troupe of mummers, performers from outside of town to give everything a little bit even more of a circusy feel. So you have great smells in the air of food being cooked in large open pots. You have the noise of feats of strength and games rippling throughout the crowd, and you have tumblers high above bouncing from pole to pole on ropes. That's what tumblers do, right? They're on poles. There is an overall sense of joviality, of excitement, and also an undercurrent of anxiety over the winter to come and the still unsettled political situation. But we also have 5 people within the crowd who we need to check in on. So first things first, we're going to head over to the food stalls. And Goldie, what is a tabaxi to do here at the Fall Harvest Festival in Mistrun?
I'm really going off smell. So anything that like catches my nose first is where I'm headed. What is the most pungent smell going on right now?
Absolutely. There is a booth that it doesn't actually have any real adornment to it. There's just a wood sign with really cruddy lettering on it that says Verd on it, V-E-R-D. And it is emanating from it are, I don't want to say good smells, but you said pungent. So pungent is what you can get. There is a strong, powerful wind coming off of this booth as spice mixes from all over sort of mix in with the smell of fried dough, especially. And Verd is sort of standing at a huge copper pot, stirring it full of oil and pulling up these kind of lumpy balls of something that he is then just dumping spices over. So I think that would probably be the biggest locality.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta try one of those balls of dough. Yeah, I got it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Verd informs you. He says these are my apple twofers. You take some apples, you take some stuff, and then you spice them up. And so they are. You're gonna want to be cautious about this. You don't want to get too crazy or anything, but you start with one bite, and you let me know what you think. And he sort of shows, and then he puts it on the table and he says, you know what, for you, outsider, this time's for free. This one, you'll be back. You have a misshapen lump of dough with indeterminate spicing on top of it. It is fair food and it smells delicious.
Amazing. I would like to respectfully ignore Verd's advice and eat it in one bite.
Absolutely. We get to make our first roll of the game.
Amazing. I was hoping you'd say that.
Please get your 20-sided die, and I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Saving. Amazing.
Saving throw.
No. Good times.
That is a dirty 22.
Oh, awesome. So, Goldie, you are from the Scalding Rocks region of Velis. You're from the Southwest, ocean faring, access to a lot of spices. Verd is obviously proud. He's very excited about this. This is a local delicacy. You hear people whispering his name as they walk by. Verd is known, and his apple twofers are as well. You take a bite, and you taste nothing. It's like eating an unpowdered donut. Like there is maybe some apple in there. There is that you definitely get the dough. There's the chew, but this thing is caked in some form of spice, and you detect none of it. There is like, you have had the hottest peppers in Velis. You have had the spiciest, most flavorful mixes. This is mayonnaise. This is a mayonnaise salad in dough form. I'm really selling it. As you pop it in, you chew, you withstand it, and you swallow, and you look, and Verd is just hanging on the edge of the booth, making direct eye contact with you, a massive smile on his just dumb face. And he says, Huh?
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
No. You stick anytime you want. You come back around. This is Verd's joint. We're here all year. Your fair comes up around us. We're always here. This is not even a booth. I live here under the table.
Oh, well. Beautiful home.
Thank you very much. Very proud. Very proud. Yeah. And I think just at that moment, you get the convenient distraction of a fire breather blowing a fireball right over your corner. And Verd says, "Oh, you can go watch that. But you come back when you want an apple twofer again."
I will definitely come back when I want to eat that again.
He's thrilled, just stoked. Excellent.
Oh no.
Also, catching the attention, or rather catching the fireball, not in like the hands way, but in the attention way, is Skoshik. You are sort of centered over by where the tumbling is happening. You're over in this fair. There is a carnival barker. He has made it abundantly clear that his name is H.J. Piccadilly, and he is the leader of the events today. And he is the Flame Eater is heralding the arrival of his 2-star tumblers. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the astounding works of Will They and Won't They? The most astounding tumblers to be seen this side of the Ashen Peaks." And you are watching 2 very nimble clowns. They are wearing full mask, and they are just jumping all over the place, man. Like one side of the pole to the other side, they're climbing. There's a trapeze probably involved. They're tumbling. They could only be referred to as tumbling. Yeah. So how is Skoshik the bird person taking this in?
If I may, I would like to suggest that Skoshik dragged Goldie to come see and show this show with him, but he is so transfixed by these tumblers and so utterly in awe and beyond words that she has long since fucked off to go to the food area.
Yeah. The siren song of Bird.
Quite simply not noticed. He is experiencing something akin to a spiritual awakening.
Wow. So what is what do people see when they see Skoshik? Is this what varietal of bird person are we looking at?
Yeah, he looks a bit something like a hawk or a bird of prey. He has a very very sharp beak, sort of very beautiful white and brown feathers. He's sort of 6 feet tall, very powerfully built. And he wears very simple, straightforward leather armor. And right now, there are not a lot of Aarakocra left in Velis, so he tends to actually catch people off guard. Right now, he seems like 10 years younger than he is. Right now, he is sort of, his beak is agape and his eyes are filled with wonder as he's looking up at these tumblers.
H.J. Piccadilly has sidled up to you and says, "Ah, the dream of all, to soar above the vast reaches of humanity and take in the view from the sky. Is that not right, my friend? Have they not captured some form of glory?"
I am immediately snapped out of my reverie, and I turn to Mr. H.J. Piccadilly, and I'm like, yes, is Mr. Piccadilly, yes. Is there a particular
Ascend!
reason you're asking me about that?
Well, simply that you seem to be a respecter and a connoisseur of the fine tumbling arts. Behold, that what is happening in the air above you. You, sir, had the eyes of one who has truly seen the great beyond and can recognize the artistry being performed in front of you.
I mean,
what I'm saying is you're standing in the front row, and there are a number of people who would care to witness it as well. So if you could please just shuffle. It's been like 10 minutes, and there's sort of a flow that we're working on here. So you've been great. You've been wonderful, but you also have not. There's clearly a hat on the ground, and there's been no coins tossed it. So if you could just, you obviously a kinship is felt, sir, and I respect all of your attention, and they love it. They really live for this. But we also, just if you could, please, have you had an apple twofer?
May I make some sort of throw? Because right now Skashik is making a decision because he is a little offended. He is
offended.
He is very much of the opinion that Mr. Piccadilly is singling him out for being the only Aarakocra in this stadium right now, and is wondering whether he should do something violent about it or pick another hill to die on.
So give me an insight check. Roll a d20 and add your insight skill.
Oh God, I don't want any insight into this guy, but here we go.
He contains multitudes. I have pages on this guy.
I got a 10.
A 10. Okay. I think the initial offense is absolutely taken, but I think that he is paying as much attention to you as he is sideways glances at everybody else in the crowd. I think he is legitimately in crowd management mode. You get the sense that you are maybe not being granted the respect that you might deserve, but that it is also like, I think he is also very clearly, you're a tall bird, and he is like, there are, maybe there's like a couple of urchins down behind you who are just sort of like peeking up. They're adorable. They're missing teeth, in like the I'm losing teeth way, not in the I'm malnourished kind of way. So like, I think that like with that insight, it's initially that bristling. So you're grabbing at something, you're about to get
fully
violent.
Like feathers on the back of the head.
Yeah. But then I think there's an awareness of the world around you as well. And it's like, oh, okay, there does seem to be a flow, as he says, even if he's being a little brusque about it.
And also many people in this crowd know me and know me in this community, so I don't necessarily wish to make a scene. So what I'm reading is this isn't malicious racism coming from him.
I would say it's malicious crowd management.
Malicious crowd management that unearths unconscious racism. So so I'm just going to glare at him for a solid 5 seconds and move somewhere else and sit down.
Roll me a quick intimidation
and it's then
check.
that I notice that Goldie's not here.
Roll me a quick intimidation check for that glare.
Ooh. What is my intimidation? Oh no, it's -1. I got a nat 1, so I guess that's a dirty 0.
It is the most wholesome glare anyone has ever get. He feels great, actually. He feels like he's discovered something about himself in that glare.
Oh no!
That he's like, you see him just think, no, I did the right thing. This was all right. All right, great. And then he just turns and he's just a real jerk to somebody after him.
He thinks that he has connected genuinely with my love of flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. So as the tumblers move into their next act, there is also a number of other tables all over this fair. There are booksellers selling scrolls and stories of dubious quality, but they're there making a buck. And there are, of course, luthiers and wood carvers selling their wares that have come obviously from all over, be it from the Quill Plains or down through the woods. And Mabel, you find yourself sort of in Instrument Alley. Essentially, you are surrounded by lutes, harps, drums, fifes. Any fantasy instrument is here at this, and very homespun, finely crafted materials. What is Mabel up to?
I am browsing. I am secretly kind of like turning around and seeing if anyone's watching, and then kind of like touching them to see like how much is this really worth?
Yeah.
Because I've been looking for a mandolin for a while, and I see a nice one, but I'm not sure if the price is right.
Absolutely. So it's like, you're looking for what is the homespun, cozy junk, and what is the like this is an undiscovered craftsperson kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
Investigation. Okay, that's a D20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I got a 5, and then I have a -1, so that's a 4.
You find the best mandolin. It's the greatest. It's like you touch it, and it is just like immediately. You don't even strum it. It's like the feel, the grain of the wood, the varnish, the colors. You feel this connection come through. And this the shopkeeper sort of sidles up to you and says, an eye for quality.
Yeah, this looks expensive. Like
you wouldn't know it, but I carved that in 2 hours.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was part of a challenge I set for myself where I saw how many I could make in a month. And this one, it was the first one, but I still think it's my favorite.
And so you made a bunch just like this one?
Oh, no. Much different. You go for a month, and once the hands cramp up, you start to vary your style a little bit. But no, this truly one of a kind, truly precious and valuable. Just listen to this. And he just blong is the only word that can come to mind. And but in your ears, with this 4, staring at this beautifully varnished to your eyes wood, there's potential. You could change it. You could rescue this instrument. Obviously, in the hands of a non-master, this is nothing. But for the challenge alone, this is the kind of instrument that you could make a name on. I call it heart render. Violent, right?
Pretty. It is
Yes.
pretty.
So,
What about 5 silver pieces?
5 silver. Well, I suppose. I mean, this is. I named this one, and once you name them, it's so hard to let it go. I suppose I could part with it for a gold piece, perhaps. He's just upped the ante considerably on you. Yeah. What is Mabel's mercantile approach on this? How do you approach haggling?
Mabel, I feel like has the money, but always wants to see if she could get a better deal, regardless.
Yep. Right. So, yeah.
So I am going to try to be a little persuasive and be like, in the hands of a musician like me, someone who is on the rise, right? Who can really make this thing sing. So maybe I'm strumming a couple notes, and I'll be like, and I will always tell people where I got this. And in that case, I feel like 7 silver pieces and a little advertisement might make everything a little bit.
Exposure.
You'll get paid in exposure.
This is just fantasy Etsy.
What is this? The Chicago non-active scene?
You
Anyway.
would spread the word. You would spread the name of Argus Frink throughout the land.
Oh, certainly. Argus Frink. See how I'm writing it down?
Argus Frink. It's on the names of a great bard. Yes, this could be Argus's big break. Give me a persuasion with advantage.
Okay. That's going to be fun. Sure, I'm rolling the right dice. What is this? Okay. So roll the right dice. Okay, here we go. An 18 plus 6. So
Whoa! Good lord! Argus Frink is enraptured. Just like it's like I think like you say it and how do you earn that 24? What is the final move, the icing on this cake?
I slowly sing and strum. I'm addicted to you, and don't you know that you're toxic?
No. Argus. Don't you know that you're Argus?
Oh, yeah. Don't you know that you're Argus?
Yes, that's it. Yes, take it, please. Spread my name. You have yourself a mandolin. Its name is Heartrender. We'll adjudicate that soon.
Wonderful.
Oh my! As the strains of the Argus Frink anthem drift across the stalls, Scroll, where do we find you in this fair? How are you keeping yourself busy?
I am perusing the many different cages and like different animals afoot. I'm very curious of the wildlife and the beasts that live amongst that are currently at this festival.
Absolutely. So there is a livestock pen essentially over on the edge of the fair. There's been some judging going on. There are a lot of very large hogs just kind of wallowing and hanging out. They seem happy enough with their lot in life at the moment. There are no like cows or anything. It seems like it's mostly small livestock that was able to be brought over in a wagon or brought in. So there are some roosters. There's some gorgeous roosters. They obviously had some kind of a plumage competition, I suppose. However, I don't know how you judge roosters in a fantasy world, but that's how they do it in Mistron.
The same way you do it anywhere else.
Exactly. So they're sort of walking around, and there are actually a couple of booths with just cages and cages of songbirds of various kinds. It's obviously, I think one vendor especially seems to have brought them over the hills in a cart that is built for travel and equipped, and just like poles hanging off of it, small cages and birds of every plumage and color are sort of hanging around, causing a real racket. So the Argus song really sort of has to cut through it in order to be heard. Are you just sort of walking amongst?
Yeah, I'm perusing, and I am captured, or I do gravitate towards the songbirds.
Absolutely.
Very curious of knowing what their real song is about, and how to just interpret their story a bit.
Roll me a perception check. So D20 plus your perception skill.
Okay. I rolled an 11.
So
It's perception. Plus 4, so that's 15.
Oh, lovely. Oh, so most of these birds are singing. You're a Kalashtar. You are a druid, so you are both more tuned in with nature itself, and also with the kind of dreams and history of this world. You carry with you whatever scraps of history remain. Some of those you hold within you, and some of these birds actually are singing in the language and in the words of that old style of those old words. So there are snippets here and there. It's nothing revelatory. It's a lot of, you know, the feel of the wind in the sky, the rush of air as you dive into a pond, the splash of water as you clean yourself. There's a lot of instant memories, moments sort of captured that they sing about. But as you listen and you sort of tune in, you hear actually there's one song that is cutting through a little bit more, and it's a very different timbre. Like, these are all obviously birds that have been reared in a natural setting, in an aviary of some kind, and so they're all singing of their homes, some of the journey, some of what they see at night when the blanket gets dropped over their cage. But there's one that's just slightly off, and it's almost has an accent to it. It's a different dialect or a different edge to it, and in what it sings of is fine foods and gilded cages and marble and gold leaf. And you actually, as you sort of hone in on it, because it's very sort of cutting, you realize it's not in this stand. Like, it's not actually among these other birds. What you're hearing is actually, as you turn, it is from a small gold bird sitting on the shoulder of a woman who has just, from what you can tell, purchased a really terrible mandolin from an instrumentalist, an instrument maker over on the stand. And it's this bird. Like, Mabel, where does your bird sit? Like, how does she ride? Is she like on a shoulder? Is she in a jacket?
Often on my shoulder. She sometimes tries to sit on my head and I brush her off.
Yeah, so I think it's like it's she popped up on the shoulder. I think especially at the sound of this mandolin, I think she's trying to harmonize. It's not going great, but she's given it the old college try. And so I think that is immediately the sort of the one that you latch onto, Scroll.
Yeah, I sense that this bird. What's the name of this bird? I would love to know.
This bird. Would you like to walk over and ask?
I would like to walk over and ask. Yes. I would like to explore a little more in depth about this bird, this golden bird that sits atop your shoulder.
Do you ask the bird or do you ask Mabel?
I'm gonna ask Mabel. Hey, Mabel.
Hi. This is Sapling. Usually she's the soprano, like, to my alto, but right now she's having issues. I'm not sure why.
Oh, do you know, does she normally have these issues, or is this like a once in a lifetime thing?
You know what? Usually, like, we've been working on this for a long time. We've been working and performing together. So actually, I feel like not really. I wonder if she's sick or something.
You hear feel a little tug on it. You look, and Aldous is behind you, and he's like, sometimes when the instrument is of such quality, nature itself is humbled.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I'm just spitballing. I'm just throwing some ideas out there.
I can see that. What do you think? What do you think it is? Whoever you are, who are you? Do I know you?
Squirrel. I'm curious to know if this if Sapling, correct? If Sapling might be a little maybe jealous of this mandolin that you have, or if maybe the mandolin can be in tune with them. I don't know. I wonder if there's a way to kind of let the instruments meet the nature versus nature having to compete with the instruments.
That's a good point.
Bird sort of hops a little bit. He's sort of hopping up and down a little bit. I think the bird flies down and lands on the neck of the mandolin and starts actually plucking at the string. It is plucking a little discordantly, but it feels it's definitely going for something, but it's a little hard to judge what. Mabel, I don't know if this is a common occurrence or not, but she's expressing some opinions all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's like maybe she's trying to tune it for me.
I think maybe a little bit. Yeah, she's definitely pulling. I don't know how mechanically inclined she is, but she starts to. I'm gonna roll for the bird. Okay. Didn't go great. Birds don't know how to tune a mandolin.
Okay.
I think she's like plucking at this thing, and then a string just snaps off, and you hear Aldous behind you go, oh, "No!" And the bird sort of flies up and then lands back on your shoulder.
This is 7 silver pieces. My bird shouldn't be able to break it.
May I possibly speak with your bird?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Try that out.
Are you casting Speak with Animals?
I would like to cast a spell to speak with animals.
We got our first spell. Great.
Oh,
so
okay.
so you what does it look like when Scroll casts a spell?
Usually if I can get close to the animal, I will try to at least hold. So in this case, if I can hold Sapling, I would actually like to make direct eye contact. It's going to be a little hard since the eyes work a little different. So I'm just going to try to get like one eye zeroed in. Birds are a little different,
Yeah, absolutely.
They just work a little differently. And so
Yeah,
you should have saw me with a bear. It's crazy. So with Sapling, definitely going to have to stare into their eye a little stronger. And then from there, my ancestor and my spirits will jump through and then speak and have communication with the animal. So yeah. And she might hum a little bit just because we're in communication with each other, but I'll be able to kind of gather some details about where she might be right now emotionally and see why she's destroying your mandolin.
You bend, the bird sort of cocks the head, this connection ripples across and is formed, and the first thing you feel is the bird saying, "You need to destroy that songbox as soon as possible. Set it on fire and take it away. I will not be traveling with that." And then she just sort of
Sapling. Good day. I will take that with me.
She does the bird bow thing from the Lion King.
And so do I. Yes. We play the game of mirror. We flop. We actually flop. We flop.
Love it.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave that mission on a cliffhanger. And we're gonna move our fantasy camera over through the stalls and off maybe a little bit to the side of this fair, a little outside of where people would immediately assume the stalls would be, down a line of games of strength and chance being hosted to the very, very, very edge, just out in the fields, about to face into the deep forest of Pell, where we find a lone half-orc behind a card table. Grift, what do people see when they see you?
So Grift is standing at a table. You can kind of tell it's not quite the same as the other tables around. Like the other ones are a little standard, like maybe the festival like provided some like tables, sawhorses, that kind of stuff to like for vendors to set up. This one doesn't look like that. This one looks like a fantasy card table that was brought from home. Like set up with, there's like maybe like a little display that has like some odd like a dagger, some jewelry, some like loose items kind of like pinned to a board. And then there's like a little setup of a couple different cups. And there's like a big sign that says like test your luck. Only 1 silver piece. Fabulous prizes.
Yeah. There's a few people coming by. They're drifting away. Maybe folks who haven't won a teddy bear at the bottle game or something, and so they're doing the rounds. What is the pitch?
So it's like very simple carnival game. You just got your 3 cups, and a little ball goes under one of them. You just have to follow it around, pick what one, you find it, you get a prize.
Nice. I think somebody sort of sidles up. It's a kid. It's like maybe 12 years old. So the child sort of sidles up and says, okay, and puts like obviously like the 1 copper piece they have been given for their day at the fair, and puts it down. And they say, and they they just sort of put it down and like wordlessly, like they are already zeroed in on this ball. They just put the copper down and they just give you a nod.
Okay. I have to say, normally it is a silver piece to play, but I think just for you we can give it a just for you. This works. Okay.
Adorable urchin smile. It's the same urchin that Skoshik was blocking earlier. He's having a rough day.
Okay. I think Griff doesn't feel like great about this kid playing this game, but it's kind of like too deep in to say no.
So is the rigging, it's an illusion or is it a sleight of hand? Like how, is Griff going hard in the paint on this kid? It's the real question.
The ball doesn't exist. It's a minor illusion. Also, so are most of the prizes.
Nice. Nice. He has his hand, like he's very much eyeing a like little sterling silver compass that is 100% fake. Over there, and he just sort of looks at you and nods. I guess roll a performance check to con this kid.
Really didn't think it would be a kid.
Gotta raise those stakes.
Right.
Truly a moment of how did I get here?
All right, it's a 17 plus 5.
Oh, you destroy his mind.
22.
He's haunted by the absence of this ball. It's more even just in the real performance, as any good con man knows, is in making him think he has a chance. So you have at this point mastered like the peek under the ball, under the cup, like making it pop up in different places. When he finally points his hand at the cup that the ball would have been under, he is 100% certain that like this is where it is, and he is chuffed with pride, and the universe holds its breath.
It's God. Okay.
This is all happening in real time, I hope, as well. Like
I'm like very slowly like trying to decide like as I lift up the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think he wants the compass though. Okay. I think I like lift up the cup. And it is the ball. I like make it so the ball is there. Like I keep the minor illusion there. But when he looks back up, the compass is gone. So he like can't pick that prize.
Nice.
Because that one wasn't real.
Excellent. Goldie, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, there are 2 urchins ripping off a booth right at the end of this alley. One of them is pretending to play the game, while the other one is under the table trying to pick the pocket of the person running it.
I'm just going to casually saunter over and like stand right up next to the table and look under the table at the kid trying to pick the pocket.
It's like its hand in the bag. Doesn't even know what it's going for, but just stop, turn, and then in the most adorable urchin voice possible, just goes, "Cheese it!" and throws a pile of dirt in your face, and the two kids just start running out and tip the table up as they go. So Grift, all of your no prizes go. Whichever ones are actually in physical, exist in physical space, scatter and fly as these two kids throw this table over and start bolting.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand. And I'm gonna like grab the back of one of the kids' shirts as they're running away with my Mage Hand, just to freak him out. I don't know that I necessarily have an agenda. I just want to freak him out a little bit.
Yeah, you get enough of an arrest that he sort of falls back on his butt. The little girl just keeps running. And you just hear, "Sorry, Jimothy," as she runs away into the distance.
Wait, can I try and find Goldie?
Absolutely.
Right
Oh yeah, I think this is right about the time that you sidle up. Just as Goldie assaults a child, you come around.
Because I noticed she wasn't there, and I went looking for her. And I'm immediately like, I don't see the grift that was being pulled on Grift.
No.
I just see Goldie, you fucking magic a kid in the air.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I immediately pop up right next to her, and I go, "Goldie,
what? They were ripping off this person." Who I think was also ripping them off. So here do I.
Yeah, that's my job. I think
it's a victimless crime. Then that's no excuse for magicking a small, seemingly impoverished children into the air.
I would say that it's not victimless. Literally, everyone is a victim in this situation.
Victimful.
Full of victims. Chock full.
But doesn't that sort of can't?
I mean, it's done now. You okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I was worried. You sort of just disappeared without saying anything.
Oh, I mean, you seemed fine. I was wondering about this person who just had their table destroyed.
Yeah.
You said
do you still have the?
Oh, okay.
Do you still have the kid? Like, is he like?
I think
yeah. He's crawled. He's run away by this point.
Dang it.
Timothy.
Grift is so embarrassed. Like, this is like not supposed to happen. Like, Grift has like done this scheme before and usually like kind of like makes a pretty penny off of it. Like, this is just kind of an annual like rounds to do this type thing. This has never happened before, let alone a little kid.
The little kid rolled very high, if it helps your pride.
So yeah, I think she's just like kind of trying to like keep together and just be like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I was scamming them anyway, so like all the stuff they sold was just like minor illusions. So like it's literally fine. They were just kind of dumb for trying.
I have zero sympathy for you in this situation.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Wherever he goes.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, just poorly executed in this scenario, I would say.
Yeah,
there's so many better ways to rip people off. I'm just saying.
Skashik doesn't introduce himself, and he fully just does one of these.
Scroll and Mabel, you see an explosion of orphans run by as two urchins make their way through the stalls. First one, then the other, beaten feet. He looks as though his shirt had been recently mage-handed. Where are you at?
You know that sort of mage-handed shirt look.
You know that look you get. Some people pay a lot of money for that look, all right?
That you get only from the mage hand spell.
Look, there were a couple years in the early 2000s where like getting a mage-handed shirt was like an extra $50, and it came that where are you all at in the mandolin dialectic at this moment?
I know I asked what my bird said. I don't know if you've revealed it to me. Have you revealed it?
Yeah.
I have not. It's been a very tense 10 minutes since the bird showed me.
The bird is still really trying to catch your eye, too. It's like...
I have now come back into. I am no longer in communication with the bird.
Mhm.
I have found out what they've said. Mabel, I truly want to just ask of you to reason with me. I know we just met, or at least I know we're in this dialogue together, but I think you might want to choose a different route than this mandolin. I sense that Sapling is not too fond of this sound box. They want you to get rid of it. They want you to get rid of it. I'm gonna keep it 100 for you, just to let you know, like, they really don't care for it, and they'll destroy it, this prized possession, or you can possibly find another option for it. Which one would you like?
Is it cursed?
Is the bird cursed?
No,
Is the sound box?
this mandolin. I don't know. I thought it seemed pretty good quality, but I guess if Sapling thinks it's not the best. And then I turned to Argus Frink and I said, "Did you just sell me a piece of trash for 7 silver pieces?"
What would it? If you repurpose something, does it not cease to be trash? It says, "Are you?" Driftwood designs are perfectly sound for musical, and then he just grabs it and runs. I think
No.
just yeah. Roll the sleight of hand check. He's gonna try to. Good lord, you rolled a 19. This fair is just full of sketch towns.
Very talented too. Okay, well, I want to try to use my location spell, which now I'm looking on here and I'm like, where is it?
Oh, locate object?
Yeah, one of my faves. And see if I can find where, because he has a booth over there. He's running, he's trying to take the mandolin, but I know he has all those other instruments.
Yeah, no, he's not very bright.
So I'm gonna see if I can locate where his coin purse is, because I'm gonna try and get my money back.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, and he's not running back to his booth. He's running down. I think Argus Frank has abandoned his reason. And yeah, you saw the purse when he put your silver into it, and he has left it on the counter of his stand.
Well, then I go to the purse and I take 5 gold pieces out of it.
Nice.
For my trouble, Yeah. Because I've been through a lot today.
How close is this to Griff's stand?
I'll say the urchins knocked over the stand that was in between you two, so you're watching this happen. Yeah, you watch Mabel walk up and lift 5 silver out of the coin purse.
Can I go up to Mabel?
Yes.
Wait, I said gold.
Oh, gold, 5 gold.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Oh, I thought you were I thought you were paying for the broken string. No. Oh no. You take 5 gold out of these purses. So yeah, you absolutely grift. You see your old school frenemy, Mabel, valedictorian of Wickmore, walk over and pluck 5 gold pieces out of the bag on the table.
I like go up behind her and I'm like, "Hey, Miss Goody Goody, is that your bag?"
Well, I was scammed somehow by the shopkeeper, so I'm just taking my money back.
Now this is how you steal from someone at a fair.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It just seems a little out of character.
At that, you hear a bell ring. And you all turn, and the dais of this fair, there's a dais at the end of this column of seats, built up against the wall of Mistrun. On it sits an elven woman. She has sort of darker skin, very sort of severe, short-cut black hair. And she is on this dais sitting in what looks like a very uncomfortable ceremonial chair. And she is in these sort of simple but obviously very elegant green robes. And I think Mabel, you would certainly know. And Skoshik, you've been sort of, like you said, in the community a little bit, so you would know as well. And anyone, I think it's not a secret, so it's more up to you, to the rest of you, how much you know this or not. This is Lucidia Hoffright. Lucidia Hoffright is the newly appointed steward of Mistrun. This is a town that, it's on the up and up. The nobility is starting to come into it, and the Valesian Empire has kind of sent Lucidia Hoffright in to kind of be the seat of authority here in town. She does not look like one of the locals. I think Verd would not be a huge fan of Lucidia, but she sort of stands up and she says, I would just like to welcome everyone to the annual Harvest Festival. It is my pleasure to be here to serve as your steward and representative to the greater Valesian Empire, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity to judge your gourds and your pigs, and I found all to be satisfactory, some, of course, more so than others, and those have been awarded the appropriate prize. I'm sorry. It's my first fair, and I'm really enjoying it, and I would like to say thank you to everyone here in town for being as welcoming and as kind and warm as you have been in this time of upheaval. And I look forward to beginning a robust relationship with all of you in the near future, a robust friendship with all of you in the near future. Thank you. I'm Lucidia. I'm the steward. Thank you. And she just sort of goes back and sits back on this very uncomfortable chair.
Was she talking to us or addressing a crowd?
The whole crowd. The whole crowd. No, just the five of
I don't
you.
think we're that special.
That's the one causing the most.
We will be friends. Where's Jimothy? And as she turns to sit down, there is suddenly there is a plume of flame from the fire breather over on by the mummer's cart, and you all turn and you see H.J. Piccadilly jump down, and he says, "My lady, Madam Hoffright, it is but our pleasure as entertainers to take part in such a momentous occasion, but we feel that you have not been granted the proper welcome to these parts, one so far away as you have been. So please, on behalf of all of us here in Mistrun, allow us to bid you a special welcome to our new and no doubt beloved steward, and shower upon you all that the wilds have to bestow from the deep forest and for the sky holder." And he knocks his staff on the ground. He has this sort of baton, and he just kind of casually knocks it on the ground, and suddenly it has two prongs on the end of it. And as they hit the ground, there is a tone that strikes and starts sounding out. It should not be as loud as it is, but it rings out in this very one solid, long, sustained note. And you suddenly feel a slight tremor in the ground, sweeping out from him and up towards the stand. And there is sort of a moment of suspension. And then suddenly, Lucidia is sitting on this dais in front of all of these gourds and vegetables and like produce and suddenly there is a heave in the earth that feels like an earthquake, but is in fact all of these vegetables, all of this matter sort of pulls together and rises up as in a sort of giant mound of pumpkins and vines and leaves, and there is very clearly suddenly rot underneath it as well, and it whips one of these vines directly towards her and just wraps around her arm as she tries to pull away, and it begins to pull her towards it.
Skoshik immediately spreads his wings and leaps.
Skoshik we'll see how immediately it happens, sir. We're going to roll for initiative in a hot second, but you're going to want to know what's going on. As this happens, suddenly from all around the fair, you hear people start to shout, and other things begin animating. You see Arthur, as he's running, suddenly shout, and the mandolin that he has been holding takes its broken string and starts whipping at him as he sort of throws it away from him. The stove that Verd had been cooking these apple twofers in belches out fire and sort of burns his hut, I guess his house, oh God, to cinders, and starts sort of lumbering forward. And the two tumblers leap down off of their trapeze, draw weapons, and begin running at the dais and the small local militia guards who stand upon it. And now we are going to roll for initiative.
Okay.
So that are you? Is it okay? Is it okay?
I like the steward. I like the Hoffright lady. She hired us to kill an ogre last month, and she paid extremely well.
So, for everybody who is watching who may not have played D&D before, initiative is how we determine combat in D&D. So we're all rolling to see what order people go into. The bad guys are going to roll as well, and then we'll break into turns. So, Mabel, how'd you roll?
I rolled a 7.
7. Skoshik.
19.
Ooh, hello. Griffin.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
11. Goldie.
I also rolled a 7.
Ooh, and Scroll.
I rolled a 10.
Nice. Straight down the middle. All right. So yeah, I think first up is actually this like mound of vegetation, and it like I said, it whips its vines around around Lucidia's arm, and you see her get yanked towards it. She actually falls on the ground on the dais and starts getting pulled towards it and into it. She's not there yet, but it pulls her basically right up to her, or to it, and that's going to be its turn. And now Skoshik, you are up.
I see this happening, and I immediately I'm going to use my movement to fly to where she is. How far away is she from me?
You can get there. It's she is.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say about 30
I
feet.
spread my wings and give one big flap, and I dart forward inhumanly fast. And I'm going to, as I'm doing that, take my battle axe out, and I want to chop the vine that is pulling the steward in.
Excellent. So it's great that you're flying over, because you see as you do that the ground around this thing actually has these tangling vines all around it as well. So there's a couple people who have sort of, or like tables who've gotten their feet hooked in it, that kind of thing. And so yeah, you come down from over top and roll me an attack roll.
Great. We're gonna roll with my battle axe. Oh, God damn it. 6?
6. That is not going to do it. It looks really cool.
It looks incredible.
You come down. I think you have enough movement to, I don't think you can hover. So where are you going after you, as you swing? You kind of swing and you're still in the air. Where are you coming down?
I want to, you know what? I'm going to circle back and try and land with my feet on the vine itself.
Oh, on the vine that's grabbing her?
Yes. And you know what? This feels important. Can I expend a superiority die here?
Absolutely.
I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them for this battle. Let's see if we can bump up that 6 at all.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 5, so that's 11. Does that hit this plant thing?
That does not hit this plant.
Great.
This is a big, beefy plant.
I just wasted a superiority die, and that's okay. I'm rolling with it.
We're all learning here. We're all
learning.
Yeah, I think you do hit it, because it's a big mound of plants. It's not like dodging out of the way. But it's
awkward.
It's like whoa, whoa, whoa. You take a big chunk out of it, but it's not the right chunk, I'll say.
Okay. And
somebody's prized pumpkin goes flying into the ear.
Sure. I want to be grabbing onto, like, sort of just standing on the vine with my prehensile bird toes.
Absolutely.
Great.
That's something about that phrase is very distressing to me, but we're going to keep going. Grift, you are up. Here's the picture. So you are sort of in the middle of the fairgrounds. About 30 feet away is Plant Town, USA, as Lucidia is being assaulted. Behind you, there's a mandolin and a couple of acrobats. The stove is over to the left, and you actually notice as you look to the right that your card table is among the animated. And
I just got that.
It's like, I think it's sort of turtling on its back right now. It's like, so it's really trying to turn over.
It's not even good.
You know, it's those orphans really did a number on it. Urchins, I guess. Who knows if they have parents? But yeah, you are up.
How close am I to the dude that like?
Oh, the ringmaster?
Yeah.
You can get to him. Yeah, you're about 20 feet away because he was making his way up from the cart as you as he talked. So he's pretty close to you.
I would like to try and cast suggestion on him.
Oh.
And say like, just like make it all stop.
Make it stop. I think he's going to have advantage on this because he's hostile at the moment.
Okay.
So he
it's a wisdom 13
wisdom
save.
13? Okay. He's going to try. Okay. Okay. He rolls a 9, actually. That was with advantage. This guy is he came out of the gate strong, but you see, so are you just it's just one word? It's just stop.
I mean, I think it can be up to a sentence. I think Grift is like a little frazzled because fighting is not her strong suit.
Yeah.
And so I think she like sees all this happen and like sees this guy and like is like, make it stop.
Nice. I think. Okay, so you cast this spell, you see it hit him, and what's weird is, you know, usually when you charm somebody, you see them, you see their eyes kind of glaze, you see their behavior sort of drop. When you hit him with this, you actually see him come to normal a little bit. You sort of like, it's like you've shaken him, and his eyes go clear. And he looks down, and he looks to you as you say this, and he says, "I don't know if I can," and just starts backing away towards this wagon. Meanwhile, the two acrobats are still coming up. I think he drops the stick, and as he does, it sort of clangs on the ground. And the table sort of moves up the ghost, and and the mandolin sort of calms down as well. But he is just kind of like, he looks like he just got shaken out of a daze by this. So yeah, are you moving at all after you do this, or are you?
I think who am I close to right now? I'm still like by Goldie, right?
Yeah, I think you're all pretty much in a group, I want to say. But
I think I look at Goldie and I'm like, hey, thanks for the help earlier. And then I give her Bardic Inspiration. This is my bonus action.
Oh.
So for so it's a extra, you can roll a D6 on top of any ability check or attack roll or saving throw.
Nice.
Thank
stuff.
you.
Welcome.
The acrobats are going to go. One of them runs and actually like pushes the ringmaster, and he falls to the ground and keeps running towards the dais. The other one scoops up that stick and starts sort of spins around and starts making their way back. I think they're going to try to hit it, but it doesn't sound. It rings again, but like nothing reacts. So there seems to be a little bit more to it than just hitting it on the ground. But they sort of hold it, and they take up a stance that I think one of them is gonna attack you, actually, since you did just talk their ringleader out of things. The other one is continuing to run up towards the dais. So he swings a barbed pole at you. Oh my goodness, he rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
So he does a very bad job, swings it around. I think he's more nimble than like strong. And so you just have this guy sort of pinwheeling around in front of you with this barbed stick. And then he gets his balance and braces himself. So Scroll, you're sort of in this scrum. You have the ringmaster who's sort of come out of this awareness. There's an acrobat right near you. There's another one running up towards the dais. There's the plants, and there's the stove sort of rampaging around in the back. People are also running and screaming and all of that, the background stuff.
Yeah. You mentioned there is a fire that is currently taking place too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, the stove is kind of belching out these flames.
yes. I'm trying to see where I can actually be of assistance, since there is this great plant that is attacking.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Light it on fire.
right, I think what I'll do to counter something I normally do, I will use a spell to control the flames.
Ooh, nice. What is so you sort of like whisper out, you pull the flames from the stove. They're in this kind of ball. And where are you sending them? Or where is the goal?
Yikes. I
Send them over here.
Right at Skoshik. Just get him.
No, but next to me. I yell.
You heard the man.
I yell. Throw it at the gourd monster.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that sounds like a good.
Thank you.
No problem, buddy. No problem.
The area.
I decide to throw it towards the gourd monster.
Cool. This is because you're traveling with it. This is a little bit harder of a lift than the normal spell. So roll me an Arcana check, and I'm going to say if you beat its armor class, then you make it happen.
Okay, D20, right?
Yes, D20 plus Arcana.
Okay. 1, and so that's 4.
Oh, no. Okay. So you do pull it out, but I think, there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot going on. And I think you get the flames out and you're like, I'm going to send this at the plants. And then Skoshik is like, send them at the plants. And you get distracted and lose the spell. And the flames just kind of dissipate.
It's just like, yeah.
And the stove like coughs up a bunch of ash. It's really rough. It's been smoking its whole life.
I shout at Skull. It's okay. It happens. At least the flames are gone.
Yeah, there is no more fire, but you can't offensive it.
You're a fantastic druid, and I believe in you.
Thank you.
Good breath support on that plan. Great. So are you staying staying put where you are?
I'm staying put where I am.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like you guys have sort of like a little formation going, like
yes.
A little back-to-back action. That'll bring us to Goldie.
Okay. Will you remind me? So we have the 2 acrobats that are headed towards this gourd vine.
Yeah, monstrosity.
That is holding the steward.
Mm-hmm.
How close are they to her, and how close am I to all of that?
You are very close to one of them, the one who missed Mabel, missed Grift. The other one is about halfway between you and the steward. The steward is about 30 feet away. So, so it's about 15 feet and then like right up on.
Okay. I'm considering doing something that may not be very helpful, but would definitely look really cool.
Always.
Do
Are you
it.
kidding me?
That tracks for Goldie.
As if it were even a choice.
Looking cool is helpful.
You're right. You're so right. Okay. And is this vine holding her like up in the air, or is it?
No, it has her on the ground, and it's
Okay.
pulling her towards it. And Skoshik is sort of standing on.
I'm perched on the vine.
Yeah, perched on the thick part of the vine.
Okay. Then it wouldn't be totally fruitless for me to do this. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is sidle right up to. Will you remind me the steward's name again?
Lucidia.
Lucidia. I'm gonna just like go right up to her, and cast. What is this spell called? Sword Burst.
Ooh, nice.
Which creates a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep and surround me and also her if we're occupying the same space. All other creatures within 5 feet of me, so I guess just this vine, are who is taking damage. Does that sound legit? Like, would she get hurt in this?
No. I think I love the idea of her like at the nexus of this. Like it's
Right.
like the eye of the storm. And then these sort of sweep out around. I think especially because she's prone, I'll say that you can stand over her.
Okay.
And share the space a little bit. Does it make a saving throw?
Yeah, dexterity.
Okay. Not its strong suit. You'll be surprised to hear. That is an 8. So
Amazing. Yeah, that does not fly.
No. So roll that damage.
All right. And that's an extra D6 grift that I can roll.
Yes.
Amazing.
Nice.
So that's 2d6 of force damage. Ooh. And that's 2 6s, 12 points of force damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you like run up, sort of body cover, and then just like blades burst out of this, and the vines whip around. And I think it does sort of like chipper shredder these vines back, and so the vines fall away. You look up, and she is on the ground, and she looks, and it looks like she is about to say thank you to you, and then she sort of, at the same time as you looks down, and you see her arm where the vine had been just has sort of black ropes of discoloration going down it, and she is conscious, but she looks down at that and looks to you and just sort of silently mouths the word help. And that is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Oh.
Mid-battle!
Wow.
Thanks, everybody.
Battle!
The time is a cruel, harsh master. So hey folks, that's Sideshow Adventure Club episode 1. We are going to be back next week, and same time, same place. We'll resolve this.
Well, now I
and see
gotta
what
come
else.
back next week.
Exactly. Now you gotta come back.
And you do too.
Yeah, you do too. Thank you all so much for coming and tuning in. Tina, where can people find you and or your work?
You can.
I'm sorry. I can go first if that's too.
No, you're good. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TinaMP. You can come see Mr. Burns, a post-electric play at Theater Wit, which I am in right now. You've got to be vaccinated.
Burns.
Yeah. It's very timely and silly show. You got to be vaccinated to come see it, but come on in. It's a good time. And you can download and listen to The Vanishing Act, which is a Chicago created and produced audio drama available on all podcast platforms. And it's a good time.
Awesome. Aaron, where can folks find you and or your work?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at the Lockstagram, or on Twitter at the Lockperson. You can also check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Aaron Lockman. I have a lot of sketch comedy there. I'm actually gearing up to start making video essays. I'm also just check out rescripted.org. Shout out Regina Victor. I do a lot of work there as well. I review shows there. You can read my reviews if you go to my Twitter. I post them there, and also Instagram. That's it.
Cool. Kay, how about yourself?
I am typically more of a crafts person than I am a performer. So your special event seeing my face tonight. You can look at the things that I make on Instagram at just.making.do. So just making do, D-O. I sew little masks and other handmade goodies, do some art stuff. So you can see my work there and my face here.
Excellent. Sharika, how about yourself?
Well, currently things are kind of just chill for me, but if you are a huge plant love parent, guardian, whatever, and
Druid?
you're interested in plants, druid, if you will, only if you will. I have a plant page called Jive Plants with a Z at the end instead of an S. If you want to check out new tips, book a consultation, or just see me talk about plants and nerd out about them, check out that page on Instagram, Jive Plants.
Excellent. And Dion, how about yourself?
It's the last weekend of a play I'm doing. It's like a children's show, especially if you've got kids, but like a lot of adults come to and have fun. It's called The Secret Yes with Filament Theater. It's in Portage Park, and you can just it's kind of like scavenger hunt / show. So I'm in that, and this weekend is our last weekend. Tickets are free, Filament Theater. Or you could stream Sexuality Out Loud on Open Television, which is like a pilot episode of a web series that I co-wrote and co-directed. And then you can also find me on Instagram at Strawberry Gelato.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm Walt McGough. I'm W McGuy, WMCGUY on all the social stuff. If you like seeing this and want to try playing D&D, I run a company called First Time at the Table that is all about introducing people to D&D through like online one-off sessions. It's firsttimeatthetable.com. You can check it out. But most importantly, hey, Sideshow Theater Company makes this all possible. We have a rebroadcast of The Whisperer's Apprentice reading coming up on October 15th. It is set in the same world as this game, just like 500 years in the future, but there's going to be some little Easter eggs and stuff for the attentive viewer. And most importantly, please, if you like what you see, go to sideshowtheater.org and support us, help us make more exciting, cool work like this. We have so many awesome things in the hopper. I can't even talk about it. It's going to be great. But in the meantime, I think that is going to do it for now. We will see you next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all very much. And oh God, we need to sign. I keep rolling dice, America.
Perfect. Got it in one take.
Nailed it.
Keep rolling dice, America.
That's it. That's a wrap. That's it.
We're
That's
no
the
longer
one.
Sideshow
regret
Adventure
this
Club. We're keep rolling dice,
immediately.
America.
No.
Yeah.
It's in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're never gonna
There's
forget
nothing you can
that.
do.
We're keeping that tape.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm sorry.
Yay!